My name is Salome Owuonda. I'm the Executive Director at the Africa Center for Sustainable and Inclusive Development. Climate change has affected the communities in Kenya, majorly the ASAL, the arid and semi-arid areas. They migrate in nature, but it has become worse because even the places they would think they would go to for pasture, they go to those places, they don't get pasture. It means they have to move even further. And as they move further, they move into the other communities. And that results into tension. There's a cross-border movement. They move into the Uganda side or the South Sudan side for pasture. Kenya has pasture, doesn't have water. Uganda have water, don't have pasture. It goes beyond just the pastoralist to cases of fisher communities where we have, for example, in Busia, we have Kenyan fisher moving into Uganda to fish because of more of an impact of climate change and reduced water level. And because the Kenyan side of Lake Victoria is a breeding ground. And after breeding, the fish move to the Uganda side or the deeper side. So because the water is becoming shallower with time and hotter with time, it means they move deeper into the water, and that means they move deeper into Uganda. So Kenyans are forced to go into Uganda to fish. In Baringo County, we have various tribes. One of them is the Endorois. The Endorois are indigenous peoples and they're minority. We know of an initiative where they've decided to start growing pasture instead of moving every season when it's dry, because there's a time that it was dry for a very long time, so they kept moving for a very long time. And how did this come up? It's the women who sat with their husband and said, you know, we can't keep moving. Every time it gets dry, we move, and we move into these other communities and end up fighting. Can we find a solution, and can we start doing pasture growing? So if we can get climate resilient activities, initiatives, projects in these areas, it can help them to survive, it can reduce their displacement. Where we have the state actors, we have the non-state actors, we have the community itself sitting down together and understanding what is really necessary for them to move forward, so that the government, the non-state actors, the communities can speak in one language.